let's start this shit off. So, I've been talking to a good friend of mine, not called Nald. Wow. So, not used to talking to the camera still. Talking to a friend of mine named Nick, also on here as X Delta X Merrick's X. Yes, that's 4 X's if you didn't catch that. And we've been throwing around an idea of retro reviews, which I'm not sure what he would like to do with that. Hell if I know. I'm just a designer for graphics and logos and shit like that I do randomly for myself. So I decided to whip one up for him, or for us, because apparently I'm supposed to be doing this with him. Because, we're bored or some shit. Hell if I know. But anyway, we've been throwing around that idea for a bit now. Probably a couple days. But, like I said, I don't know what he wants to do. Like, is retro anything that's old in our lifetimes? NES, Super Nintendo, 64, PS1, PS2 possibly, Xbox One. Are these retro things for us now? Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, first generation DS, DSi possibly. Though I haven't played any DSi games. Most of them are DS games just enhanced with other fucking other enhancements. There, does that work? They're enhanced with other enhancements. It's 2:17. I'm not really tired, but still like sniffly and shit like that. But well, fuck that. Let's not even talk about that. But trying to figure out what is a retro game in these days. Anything before PS1? Is that handhelds too, or just console, or I don't know. Maybe Retro Reviews does more than that. Maybe that's what we're thinking. But I can't say I've played a CDI, an Amiga. I think the furthest back I go on consoles is possibly the Atari, and I'm not even sure which one it was. Considering I was born in 1988, the first thing I played was a Nintendo, a Nintendo Entertainment System, the big gray brick thing like this, like this big probably, and about this big around, and it worked for ages. And then we got the little one. It was like this big and like this tall, and then like this tall in the middle. So I'm not that exactly old, but I've played all the like NES stuff. Not all of it, but I've played Nintendo stuff for a while now, so I'm pretty caught up on them. Like GameCube, I missed a GameCube. Does that count as a retro game too? Does at point in time does a Wii count as a retro game? It's not exactly new anymore. Does retro require 10 years, or is retro just the last generation and back? Because technically, if they're talking about a Wii U now, then this would be a dying generation now. So, and when the PS4 and the Sony, wow, Microsoft Xbox 720 shit starts, is that going to be making the 360 a retro console then, or I don't know. Lots of difficult questions to be answered, but we will figure that out. But like I said, we're throwing around the idea, and I think it'd be something different to do, though I don't know what people would say about it, if it even matters. I guess it doesn't. But like I said, retro, me and my Zelda hat, yeah, retro franchises, that kind of something. Can't put my hat on straight. But I don't know what to do with that. It's something really weird, but it sounds like fun. He doesn't want to give spoilers in these retro games, but they've been out for 20 years. And I think it's okay to give spoilers if a game's older than 2 years old, or a year old in that case. You didn't have a chance to play it? Oh well, that's your fault. How's it in? Go tell me. Go for it. I don't care. If I didn't play it then, I'm not going to play it now, obviously. Unless you make it sound good in your review of it, or what you say about it. I don't know. I swear, if I say I don't know one more time, I'm gonna stab myself in the neck with a spoon or some shit. But like I've been saying, it's something different. There's probably a lot of them on YouTube. There's probably a lot of LPers on YouTube, but that's what I do. Like, I do a lot of that. Not like a lot. I just started like September of last year. Got 44 videos. Does that count? Haven't got really into my complicated games yet. I want to start off with something simple and get used to it and, do all that stuff. I'm still not used to talking in front of the camera. I'm not used to playing and talking at this point in time. Retro reviews. Does that even sound like a good idea to most people? Like, would reviewing Mario 1, be something fun? Like, or Donkey Kong on arcade? Should we beat the games first and then give a review of them? If it's a game we've beaten before, should we go back and beat it again and tell people what we think of it? Or, like, I don't know, take Mario Brothers 3 for example. Where do you review there? Gameplay, music, color design, scheme, the fact that it was a NES game, then they put it on Super Nintendo with Mario All-Stars as a graphical upgrade for the Super Nintendo version, or I don't know. There's a graphical upgrade for the NES version of Mario too. The first one, the Lost Levels is on that, and you talk about when you do Mario All-Stars, it's a compilation game. Do you review every game in it? Do you do the one that has World next to it, or do you do the one without it, or do you just pick the one that you have? I just shook my desk. The camera shook. But a lot of questions that need to be answered before that can even start. It's pretty bad, right? Nobody knows what to do. Like, we talk about it sometime, lately, over net play on an emulator, where we were playing Mario and totally sucked at it. Like, we suck at number 3. We can't beat 7-1 for some reason. We are just terrible. It's like we can't manage to jump and live the entire time because we're like trying to show off or something. I don't know what the problem is. I think we just suck. Yeah, you watch my Mario World thing and you'll be like, yeah, you suck sometimes, but most of the time, no, not really. Like, it's a rare case to die in that game, and if you do, it's your fault. You deserved it. Nothing there but just stupidity and dumbassness based on the player themselves. Like, Iggy's Castle, number 1. Let go of it. Fuck, I'm gonna fall in the lava. Damn it. Run into a turtle right off the bat. Damn it, lost my power up, That's my fault. But no, if anybody's watching this, some suggestions would be in mind. How about question for everybody, what's a retro game? Define a retro game. That would be a good thing for people to let others know. I guess I could look it up and see what I come up with, but retro I see is anything within the past 20 years. Pretty much anything in my lifespan, 23 years. So anything between my life now and my birth would be a retro game. Something between that time period. I don't know. This is going on 9 minutes, so if anybody watches these, just answer that one question in a comment section below or some shit. Like, what's a retro game? It would be very helpful to know what retro game or what a retro game is. So that's enough for now. Peace out, everybody. I'm Bud Gaines. Let's know the records for, and I'll see you in my LPs.